Welcome to the team call, July 25th already. July 25th. Crazy where the month is going. Mind's blown. We have, 6 days left of the month, a good week. And so plenty of time to still hit goals and to do amazing things. But we are coming to you from my dining room today, not my beautiful office, because I'm home alone, but somebody needs supervision. So I'm down here. So I'm just so excited for tonight's call because one, I've got some fun announcements, but two, I have a lot to share with you about Instagram. And you asked and I shall give. Lots of great info about how Instagram works, what you can do to boost engagement, how to get the most traction on your with your time and your energy, and how to not throw yourself out of the mix by over posting or posting too much, or however you want to look at it. Let me grab my water quick. So tonight we're going to talk about posting on Instagram. We're going to talk about engaging people on Instagram, and we're going to talk about stories and IGTV and all that fun stuff. So first and foremost, though, I want to do some shout outs. I want to shout out a whole bunch of people. I have a list. Where'd my list go? First and foremost, I want to shout out Chris. I never say her last name correctly. I'm going to butcher it. Goblai. I know that wasn't right. So I'm going to shout her out for one, hitting Success Club 12 this month during fair. She was so worried that she was not going to be able to take care of anything, all this kind of stuff. And she got I talked to her about it. And what the real thing was, she got over the ask. She was so worried about asking people. And when she finally just made a request and said, hey, would you like to join me in this? Look how many people jumped on board. So she was crushing it this last couple of weeks, especially. She took care of this, took advantage of the sale. And she's at 12 right now. Another shout out for Christy, who set up a one-on-one call, and she's really working on defining her purpose and really kind of figuring things out. And so major shout out to her. A great call. Shout out to Sherry, who just jumped on. She is going Emerald tonight. Yeah. She has just been really helping herself, getting really good at asking questions and just figuring things out. I have a shout out to Jessica, Ms. Roetter. Did I say your last name right too? I don't know. We've known each other for a long time. I just always say I'm wrong. You're Jess. We have a lot more Jesses on the team now, though. And she has been authentically sharing on her IG stories. And I have asked her to go live on the page later this week to share about that, because she's just doing it from her heart, and it's making sense. And I hope that she's getting as much engagement as it is that I was engaged in her story. I'd join Jess's team if I could. She spoke to my heart. Okay. And then my last shout out that I have on my list, at least, I have a lot more that we can talk about, but actually two. I see one on the screen that I want to shout out. One is Stephanie. She is at SE12 too right now. And we had a great call a couple weeks ago. She really wants to focus on building her business. Summit was a fire for her, lit underneath of her, and she is crushing it. So way to go, Steph, as well. And the last one that I just thought of is Miss Melissa. I have a question for you. Have you ever hit Success Club before? No. Miss Melissa is at SE8 right now. She has helped 4 people, and she's never hit Success Club ever in her life. So way to go, Melissa. Super proud of you. That is just awesome that you have helped 4 people this month already, and I can't wait to see that go so much farther in the future. And I don't know if you saw this yet or not, but I've been waiting all day because I know there's SC points that are not in the back office yet. So I've been kind of waiting for them to update. I don't know why I waited so long. I know they don't update after a certain length of time, but I was just keeping my fingers crossed. But we are at 100 SC points for our team right now, which is the goal that we set for ourselves every single month. We want to get to 100. And I know that there's more Success Club points that have not hit the Coach Online office yet. So woohoo, we are over our 100. That is more than 50 lives changed just from our team alone. Can you imagine the compound effect that's making? Like, we're helping 50 moms, and those 50 moms are helping their households, and those households are helping other people. Like, it just makes my heart burst, and I'm so grateful for all of you and all the amazing work that you're doing to keep this mission going of helping more and more people be happier and healthier and rising up out of their current situation to live their best life. So awesome job. And many of you on this call are already crushing it. And so let's just see what we can do for the rest of the week. We've got about 6 days left, and that's plenty of time to make a lot of things happen. Even if you're at 0 right now, plenty of time to make things happen. I have been like 3 days left at 0 and still hit Success Club. I've been at, or Success Club 10. You just have to keep going and get rid of the negative energy that's in your heart and your mind. If you believe it's not going to happen, it will not happen. But if you genuinely want it to happen, and you genuinely put in the work, and you genuinely reach out to people with a clear heart and mind, it will happen for you. I promise. I'm 3.5 years into this, and every single time I go to an invite or go to my inbox or go to send messages, and I am like, I don't know why, this is just a waste of time. Like, I'm just so, like, nothing happens from it. But if I go into the intention of, I'm going to save lives, I'm going to help people, I need you to start this because this is how it's going to help you, and I focus on them, the person, and not about a number, it always works out in the end. You always will get what you are looking for if you go in with a genuine heart and have a positive heart set and mindset about it. Positivity breeds more positivity. Negativity brings in more negativity. So, ride the high when you're on it and help out more people when you're there, and the momentum will keep going. The compound effect will be in place. The compound effect's both ways too. So if you're thinking negative thoughts, you're going to compound more of them. If you're thinking positive thoughts, you'll compound more of those. So you get to decide, though. It's always in your power of how you are going to get forward. So that's kind of my soapbox for tonight. And those are my shout outs. Who else has shout outs that they want to give for the team? Could be anybody, the team, whoever, your challengers. Who are you excited about? Unmute yourself and share. Oh, come on. We just hit 100.
One of my challengers just texted me.
Yay!
Who has 2 thumbs and just ran 3 miles in 30 minutes. So
yeah,
that's pretty cool for her.
Absolutely. That is very cool. Melissa, tell us about the cool people that you've helped this month. I mean, unmute you. Oh, you're unmuted. Go for it.
Am I on? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I just have a couple of friends that signed up, and there's some that are kind of just doing their own thing. They didn't really want to be on the Facebook support groups, but they're doing the Lift 4, and I've checked in with them, and it sounds like they're really liking the program and continuing on. They haven't really, said, anything other than they're doing it and they enjoy it. And then I have one other gal that is really working hard to figure out how to fit it into her life, but she really wants to make it work. And so she's just slowly kind of figuring it out. And but I think that she'll get there. I hope she does and doesn't give up on herself. Other than that, the other one is my husband. And so I'm slowly working on him as well. So that's where we're at.
Eventually. Eventually. Right?
Yeah.
Jess got a great birthday present.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you got a good birthday present at least. With you.
Yeah.
It took my husband a long time. He was a coach for 6 months before he knew that he was a coach. And so it's just one of those things. I signed him up, and I had him with like the performance line and things like that, or like Shakeology packets, so that we could keep him active and I could give samples and stuff out or sell them or whatever. But yeah, they'll come around, and now he works out with me every day. and he misses it when, like, he knows how to make his own shake, but like if I'm here, he like I have to make it for him. But I've heard that when I'm gone, like when I was at Summit, Hattie was very happy to report that Dad made his shake every day I was gone. I was like, yes. Yay. Miss Bridget, how clean is your house?
Hey, I'm coming to you live from my bathroom. I'm like scrubbing the floor, but can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just got a message from one of my challengers, and she is a dear friend of mine from grade school, and still really good friends, and she's been struggling for the last 3 years with infertility. And the last time she had her failed session, or whatever you want to call it, treatment, her doctor basically looked at her and just said, you need to lose some weight. And she is on day 93, I think, of working out in a row. And this girl is not a person that really enjoys exercise. And I introduced her to the 3-week yoga retreat. She just texted me she's down 43 pounds in less than 3 months. She struggles with her Shakeology. She's a texture kind of person, but she's trying different things. She just has so much confidence in herself, and is just really believes that this is going to be her chance. If they're able to get pregnant, that she's going to be able to do it. And she's like, 90 days. She's like, I just read something where 90 days, it takes 21 days to make a habit and 90 days to make a lifestyle. And she's like, I'm at day 93 and there's no stopping me. And she just, I don't know. I got her like a shirt at Summit, and it said, I don't know. It's just amazing, you guys, what we can do. Even if it's just one person, that you help. Like when we say, yes, these are 100 lives changed, like you literally are changing people's lives and giving them hope and courage and confidence, and just keep doing what you're doing. So her name's Jamie. So say some prayers for her that her and her husband can conceive. And if not, she still has just this like belief in herself now. And so it's amazing.
That is awesome. You deserve some like major rock star, like, well, you already are rock star coach of the year, like with your the transformation and stuff like that. But like, dude, that's 2 now that are like super amazing. I mean, like we all have people that make amazing lifestyle choices and changes, but like, man, Bridget, all of your girls are just rocking it.
Yeah, there's maybe like 10 challengers who show up in my group, but each of them have like one. She gained the confidence. She's, an all-star athlete, but she got the courage to like switch jobs after a really long field that she wasn't like happy with. She's like being part of this group and listening to Shanti every day. Like, and God, what's another? I don't know. My group is just amazing, and these people are just really unbelievable. So it just makes me happy.
Absolutely. That makes us all happy. So congrats to her. Congrats to Jamie. Tell her that we are all so proud of her, because we definitely are. All right.
I will. So, okay. I'm going to mute myself.
Yeah,
Good to see all you guys.
All right. So Miss Bridget is moving again, if you didn't know. So she's cleaning up her place now so she can get on the road to, I think, San Diego. So woohoo. Go, Bridget. Soon she will have her tiny home and she won't have to worry about cleaning other people's houses. It's on her dream board. Okay. Anyone else have a good shout out? It's hard to top that, but like, anybody have any good shout outs to anybody else that they're super proud of? I have there's a new face on here that I don't know. And so I'm sorry if I'm going to call you out, Jamie, but I don't know if I know who you are. So introduce yourself, and who's your coach, and how long have you been coaching? Oh, you're muted. It says I'll unmute you. Okay, go ahead.
My name's Jamie. I'm in Cedar Rapids. My coach is Chris Gobelli. I've only been doing this like about 2 months, not really coaching yet because I would like to see some own results in myself before I want to coach and tell other people how to do this. So I'm kind of joining the calls though, so I can get ideas and, get knowledge from all you guys so that hopefully when I'm ready to kind of start jumping in, I've got a good base to do it from. So.
Well, you've been around for a bit. I just haven't seen you. So I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I've only been on one other call. So
awesome. Well, I'm glad that you're here now, and I'm glad that you're learning, and know 100% that you can start your coaching journey along with your self-care journey at any time. Okay. Like, you are one step ahead of somebody, and that's all you need to lead someone. And so you've started this journey. You've said you've been in it for a couple months now. That's totally acceptable to start. I mean, it's your confidence level, of course, of what you want to be doing and going forward with, but you're going to have the tools to just ask, just bring someone alongside you. It's really that simple. We overcomplicate it a lot. I know I always overcomplicated it, way overcomplicated in the beginning. It's just about asking the question, and what is it that, would you like to join me in this? Would you like to eat better? Would you like to move more? You want to do this program with me? Kind of like you're inviting to the movie theater, but something better. Yeah, awesome. Well, I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm so glad you're all here because I just need to share with you all the amazing stuff that I learned today, or the last week or so, but specifically today, about Instagram. I've been watching several calls. I've been on several different corporate calls where people have been sharing about Instagram things and all the tips and tricks they've been doing. And I had this long list of all these things I was going to share with you. And then today I got like this bomb email from that just blew up everything else that I'd already talked about. And I'm going to share all of that with you. So I have 8 tips and tricks from IG experts themselves. So many of you maybe heard of Mariah White. She's on, she's from Happy and Fit, I guess we could say. But she's Bold and Beautiful as her team. She's with Morgan. And she was doing a service called Jumper Media. It's basically paying for a service for them to kind of manage your IG account. Well, I was really hesitant to do that myself. I really don't like paying for things like that. But then I really started to think about how I've spent money on ads. I've spent money on other things. So I'm just going to give this a whirl. So I went to Jumper Media. What they do for me is they follow, they like, and they unfollow for me. So they're basically doing that on the backside of my Instagram based on hashtags and like accounts that I like or that I want to be like. I want to emulate them. And so they are finding my niche for me. My job then becomes interacting and building connections. So that's basically what I spent my day doing. And it was so fun because I had this phone call with really setting up my account with my manager, Allison, this morning. She got it all set up. And then she sent me this email of these 8 tips and tricks. I told her that I was excited. I was writing all these things down. She was like, "Oh, honey, I'm going to send you an email and you can just share that with your team." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." Because I told her, I was like, I have a team call tonight and they wanted me to bring some Instagram tips. So I'm just like asking her to like repeat things. And she's like, "Oh, I'm going to send you an email. Like, don't worry about it." And I was like, all right. So I'm not encouraging you to sign up for something to pay for anything, especially if that's not in your wheelhouse right now. That's not what I'm saying. I'm paying for the service because that's where I'm at in my business, and that's where I feel comfortable doing so. I'm also just doing it for 3 months. I want to test it out. But what I do get from it is that 1, it's going to help my Instagram, but 2, I'm super excited to share everything I learn with you so that you don't necessarily have to invest in it, but you can learn the tips and tricks that go with it. So let's get rolling, okay? So like 3 major big things that I learned from her today that, like, if you get anything from this, you should know that 1, you should only be posting 1 time a day on Instagram. 1 time a day. She said that if you post something like at 8 a.m. and you post something again at like 10 a.m. and again at 4 p.m. and again at like 10 p.m., only your 8 a.m. post is going to get the most engagement. Everything else gets very little eyes because it's just the way Instagram works. So Instagram is saying 1 post in 24-hour period. No, you cannot go outside. For those of you that just got on, my dog is ringing her bell. She wants to go outside. The answer is no. I may have to take the bells off the door. She's just bored. Anyway, one post a day on Instagram, okay? Use your stories like mad, okay? And I'm such a mean mom. Okay, so one post a day on Instagram, use your stories like crazy. That's where people are spending their time. And even think about it yourself. Like, when you go on Instagram, are you looking at people's profiles? No, you're watching their stories. And that's what other people are doing too. So don't spend your time worrying so much. Like, you need to spend time worrying about what your content is on your page, because people that are interested in you, and like, especially if you're inviting them to coaching or you're, really wanting to like build a relationship with them, they're going to go to your page then and see what you're about and what your look is like. And so we're going to talk about some of those things today too, but you really only need to be putting up one post a day on Instagram. Now, I've also talked to Addie, who is really good at Facebook and knows the algorithm and things there. And she says on Facebook, you should be posting on no more than 3 hours, in that chunk of time. So if you post at 9 a.m., do not post again until at least noon. Okay. And then, so if you post at 9 and then you post at 11, that 11 o'clock post is going to like bring down the look value. Stop. Lay down. Of all your posts. So, there's a 3-hour window that you need to watch in Facebook, but there's also only just be posting once a day on Instagram. The second thing she talked about is that you should be having only 15 to 20 hashtags is the sweet spot for Instagram right now. And that those 15 to 20 hashtags should not be copied and pasted, used every single time. She said that copy and pasted content is searched for in the algorithm, like they're using technology to search for that stuff, and it's repeated information. They don't want that. So you can mix up your hashtags. And so like if you have the same 15 to 20 of them and you've just kind of mixed them up and, like spun them in a bowl and posted them differently, same hashtags, different order, that's cool. But like, don't use the same hashtags. Like, just don't copy and paste and use the same thing over and over and over again. Okay. So it would be recommended that you have specific hashtags for a nutrition post, specific hashtags for a mom post, specific hashtags for, a fitness post. Like, what I've been making the same mistake. Like, I have 30 hashtags that are all of my roles kind of mixed in there. And she says it's way better that if I post something about being a mom, that my hashtags or my 15 to 20 are really only about mom. And that my nutrition, if I put something up about like what I ate that day, that my hashtags are really only about nutrition. Like, don't intermix your roles. Like, maximize your eyes for those things, because if they're interested in you, then that's when they go to your profile or they watch your stories. Like, so they'll come to that. What? Lay down. Yes, lay down. Okay. And then there's 3 things I want to share with you. That was 1, 2. IGTV is popular as well right now. And so, the theme is the 3rd thing that you need to really think about, like the look of your page. And so whether you're using the same filter on your photos, that could have been a very dangerous move I just made. But whatever, she's outside. Making sure you have a clean look on your page. And I'm going to show you a whole bunch of stuff tonight that's going to like just make a lot more sense with this. But those are the 3 things that I really need you to understand tonight. 1 post a day, 2, 15 to 20 hashtags, and 3, clean content on your page when you make the posts. Okay, so let's get into sharing my screen and this cool, great information that I get from her. Okay, so I got this great email from her today that I will share with you. Actually, I'm going to pull it off and just have this here. So number 1, she says you should be posting 3 to 5 times a week. Let me stop my share. Actually, I'm just going to pull this up. You should be posting 3 to 5 times a week on your Instagram. So once per day, basically, okay? Post Insta stories as much as possible. Like share everything about your life on Insta stories. The good, the bad, the ugly, the fun, the whatever. Show your entire personality there. And then I've been pretty this is one question that I came up with after her. Like I'm super predictable. Like I have my morning devotion, I have my verse of the day, I have those things. Like I was gonna ask her if like that's a good thing, like if they're, but I don't know. I didn't ask her that yet. The third thing was 10 to 15 hashtags, and she gave me a resource to use, and which I'm going to share with you right now, of how to find hashtags. So it's called displaypurposes.com. Okay, displaypurposes.com. And what we do is we go in here and we find hashtags. So we can do anything. So like one of the ones I just did was mom life right there. Okay, I'm gonna go to one of my other hashtags. And like we wanna find hashtags that are super specific and not real vague where everybody is at, okay? So one of the things that I learned from a different call that I was on, one of the things, the other things I wrote down to share with you that I scrapped and threw out was that when you're searching for hashtags and connecting with people, you gotta, like, you know, we heard from Bonnie Engel at Summit, you gotta find where you're at in your time of your life right now, right? And so we're all Beachbody coaches are doing that right now. So that's what everyone's doing. So you have to get super specific in who you're talking to and find specifically who you are. Yeah, I'm a mom and I could do hashtag mom life, but so are 23 million other moms hashtagging that. You got to find something that is less than 200,000 if you're going to be successful there. And check out the hashtag to see if it's really laden with coaches. Okay, so I shared this on the Happy and Fit call last night, but I was looking for something with puppies. So puppy mom, crazy, big, never going to find people. So then I went to Labs of Instagram. That's all dog accounts. So like people that make accounts for their dog. So like I could make Pearl, Black Pearl account and she could have her own account. That's what that's laden with. I can't follow dogs. They're not going to buy from me. But I can find things like Future Duck Dog. And I found 4 women from that I've added to my thread. I've been following them, connecting with them. Today I sent them coach invites. You can, when you type in your hashtags here, you get more information, more hashtags, and you can set here how many you want it to find. So you can go all the way to 30 and then just pick a couple of them. So I'm going to check out Motherhood Unplugged. I'm going to check out Daily Parenting. I'm going to check out Clickin' Moms or whatever. Like, and it also shows you how big they are if you scroll down. So you can see that which ones are more active than others. So you can totally use this resource and check things out. You can search for things. You can, I don't know what Map and Graph do. I've not even looked at those. Oh yeah, where they're being used. That's a good idea. Zoom into local tags. Graph. I don't know what that means. But yeah, you can search for different things. So if I want to say like duck hunting, I could search these places and maybe find some, I'm not a duck hunter, but like wife of duck hunter, teachers of Instagram. You can find a whole bunch of teachers. I'm looking for nurses. A whole bunch of nursing things there, okay? And then you could even go like further and type in, like I went further, went Nurses Week. I used one of them, it was on the screen, and now look, it populated a whole bunch more of those. So use this resource to find hashtags for yourself. And it's going to take a little bit of time to do that. But once you find your people on these certain hashtags and you get very specific with it, that's when you're going to really cash in. Because when you're talking to the masses, only a few people can hear you. But if you can talk specifically to your people, that's when things really get fun, and then you have more fun working with them because they're your tribe, and they get you and you get them, and it's just a lot more fun. So that is the first cool tip and trick I have for you. Let me see what the second one is. The second one is this page. So she says, how do you put your, you want to hide your hashtags in your post. Okay, so these are the directions. Basically what you do is that you go into notes or you go someplace else and do this. Do not do it directly in your post because the dots will go away if you're trying to do it directly in Instagram. So the goal, the thing here is to do it someplace else, like in notes or Evernote or someplace else, like on a Word document, and then copy and paste it into them. Now, another little trick that I want to share with you that some of you maybe know if you watched last night's Happy and Fit call, or you just know this, you're already ahead of the game. But you can, one thing that's been saving me a ton of time is going into my settings on my iPhone. And if you have a Android, would you please tell me if this works for you? But I'm on my iPhone and I'm going to go into general settings and I'm going to go to keyboard and I'm going to go to text replacement. Now there, I can save all of my hashtags. I can save scripts. I can save things in short term. So I hit the little plus sign and I add in a phrase and a shortcut. The phrase is my script, or my phrase is my 5 dots and my hashtags. The shortcut is the description of what that is. So I have 4 scripts that I have saved for inviting to coaching, and they're specific to avatar people. So I have a dog mom one, I have a teacher one, I have a mom one, and I have a fitness person one, like you're into fitness like me. And those specific scripts that I'm using, I've been using them all day long. I have them saved in here. So when I find another dog mom that I want to invite to my team, all I have to do is type DOGMOM. It auto-populates in my, like when you're typing and you have like the words that come up that you can use, like those shortcuts, it pops up there and I tap it and it fills into the message and away it goes. Like I don't have to sit and type it. I don't have to go back and forth from notes to that. Like it's just super fast. And so I have a ton of them in there. So I have all my scripts and I have HT1, HT2, HT3. I'm going to change the names of those so I can remember what they're for. But they're like my HT, my regular HT was just my regular 30 hashtags. And I've split them up now to be very specific to what it is that I'm posting about. And then you just type in HT1 and they all populate and away you go. So what she's saying here is that you should put the 5 dots in there so that it hides them in there. So when you're on a post, it looks like this. And that it just looks cleaner and people appreciate that. Okay. So that's number 1, another second big tip. Third thing is style. Okay. So she's talking about theme and styles here. So she said you should pick a theme that you want to run with and then stick to it. So that when people do at least 1 to 2 scrolls on and if you're starting at this point, don't go back and change things, but just start at this point and just move forward with something and be cohesive with it. So she said she's looking at this person's page and it's kind of scattered all over the place. This is what mine looks like. Lots of color, lots of everywhere. And this is what their page looks like afterwards. Okay. It's just a better visual effect. And Instagram is all about visual. So they want to see pretty things. They want to kind of more of an artsy side of things. Like I'm just a hot mess mom. So I'll probably never look this white and clean, but you can do other things that make your page look cohesive. So like
Kim, I don't think we're seeing what you're showing us.
Oh goodness. You're not seeing a screen of?
No, not that. It's like stuck on a Google Gmail page.
Well, geez Louise, let's start over. Desktop, share screen. Now do you see it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this is what it looks like. She was talking about this is like the colory crazy thing. This is what mine looks like. This is what they were trying to get to, like a theme, a very consistent, cohesive look on your Instagram. You can also do things that are just with color palettes or with borders. Like this person has a white border around every picture, makes all the pictures pop and stand out. I mean, it's very colorful, it's very eclectic, but it's all cohesive with the white borders. Same thing with a dark border. However you're making your pictures, sync up, or color coordination, like the white one earlier. Or maybe you're using a specific filter. That's what I've decided to do. This one is a rectangle theme. If this one's your favorite filter. Like, I've decided that out of simplicity and efficiency, you know, those are the two big things for me. Now my neighbor's telling me Pearl's out playing. I just am using the first filter that is available. So like, was it Camden or whatever? I'm just using that one filter. So they all look the same. And just let me a second. No. And so you can make them look cohesive and pretty, like, just by doing that. Maybe use all white backgrounds, or it's very minimalistic. You get to decide what's pretty to you and what you like to see when you scroll through people's things. And then you decide what you want your stuff to look like. Now, I've had lots of people I've just been following top coaches for a little bit to see like what they're doing. And then I unfollow them because I really have no time and energy to really just go in and see what they're doing to get an idea. And I don't need to spend time watching them all the time. One person that I'm just going to pull up real fast is Kim Fitzpatrick. And you can see that hers are all, maybe you can't see, but hers are all quotes on one side. And then she has food and life in the middle. And then she has fitness all on the other side. So hers are all themed by specific things in order. That's something you can do. Or like, you know, like this one where there's checkerboards of quotes and things. So you get to decide what your theme is going to look like. But their suggestion is that you definitely have one. And so the third thing she was talking about was this, for third little link she gave me, and I'll add all these little blog posts, these links. You can go to jumpermedia.com and search for them, but I will place them all in our team page under the call recording and stuff, but you can go back and read them as well. But like, it's, there's just 33 ways to get more engagement. One, get on the Explore page. Well, wouldn't we all want to get on the Explore page? But how do you do that? You are, pretty much being part of the algorithm. It says tagging people, tagging others, really getting into the engagement of time, like knowing like when a good time to post is. The highest engagement is this dark time. So Wednesdays at 3 o'clock seem to be a high time. Thursdays and Fridays at 5 o'clock in the morning. Thursdays seem to be a lot of interaction on Instagram. I mean, like, just thinking about like, oh, this is healthcare engagement. That was just global engagement. So maybe finding some of those things. Giveaways are a good thing. It's all about stories. Look how many people are actually watching stories. It's huge, right? So the launch of Instagram stories, 100 million, 150 million, 200 million people watching stories now. Stories is where it's at. Let me get to the other thing that was on my list. Has this all been helpful so far? Are you liking this? Yes? No? Okay. Create a theme, use Instagram, blog, use call to actions to increase engagement. Again, that's nothing new to us. Ask questions, prompt your audience to interact, especially on those stories where you are hashtagging or in places where, like, so if you're, what I've been starting to do more of lately is like my verse of the day gets always 150-ish people watching that story. So I always just posted the verse. Now I'm putting the verse and something for them to interact with. So, did this speak to you? Give me an amen. Like, are you, like, use the scroll bar, ask a question on there so that they're engaging with me on that post. And so that even if they're not always following me, they can engage with me at that point. And then that's a door open for me to engage back with them. So doing some sort of engagement on posts that you're also doing hashtags in your stories so that you have more people connecting with you. Because you can't go see how many people from that hashtag are the people that are actually watching your hashtag or from that hashtag. You just see how many. But if you have them interact with you, then you know who they are and you can continue to interact with them. Does that make sense? So be engaging there. How do you get to the theme? You get to create the theme. Did I answer your question? Okay. Maybe I answered them before there, but it works for Android. I can do screen recording. Yay! Thank you, Nikki. I appreciate you. So you can do all the same kind of steps that I did. Perfect. Okay, that makes my heart happy that it's not just Apple people. Android people gets left out of so much. So tagging other accounts is a big deal. It gets you cross pollination or cross eyes to see other things. So tagging like Target, tagging, Nike, tagging, where you're at in location. So even like when I still post pictures of Summit, I'm not hashtagging, but I'm location tagging Indianapolis, like the Bitwell or the convention center or whatever, because more people will see that when it's tagged at that location. Now, one question that I asked in a team call, actually in the UK team call page, so I don't know how I got added to this, but the Beachbody has a UK page there, just for like all their coaches, kind of like our champions page, but it's much smaller because it's just UK people. Danielle Natoni was doing a team call and I just happened to like catch it live, and she was talking about all this awesome stuff, and they were talking about tagging your town. And I was like, so I asked the question, I was like, what if your town is really little? Like, what do you do then? And then they responded a couple days later and she was like, well, if your town, like how small are we talking? And I was like, well, 3,500. Like I lied. Like we have like 5,000 people in Vinton, but it was like 3,500. And they're like, I was like, is it okay to tag towns like 26,000, 50,000 that are nearby us? And they said yes. So I was like, all right, we'll roll with that. And so that makes sense, right? We can tag more people, get in there and get connected. And then she sent me some info about IGTV, which I don't think I pulled up. It's basically just another like channel for you to use. It has to be upright, and you can record it. What I've been doing is recording just on my phone app, like my camera app on my phone, and then uploading it there. I don't know if you can do it live, if that makes sense. Let me look. Does anyone know? It's basically a more social version of YouTube that lets you share videos that are up to an hour long with their feeds. Unlike before, you could only upload a video that was 60 seconds or less. This new feature means people can build a channel for their following and really engage more with people. 80% of people use a smartphone, 57% use another device. It's basically YouTube for IG. And it's a way for people to interact with your stories and get connected with you in a longer chunk of time. Sound cool? You can create a channel at any point by clicking the Create Channel button, and then you just upload stuff. So one thing that I'm going to start doing like tomorrow is that I am not going to post my fitness on my Instagram page anymore. I'm not going to post my workout on my page because that eats up my post for the day. So I'm just going to put my workout in my stories. I'm going to talk about how I get active and things like that on my page, but I'm not going to post about fitness on my Instagram page anymore. Maybe once in a while, but like not every day like I have been. So that's just to know. So if you see me not showing up on my Instagram with my workout, I'm still going to post on Facebook. But if I see Beachbody, I shy away. Right. So it's definitely something that I'm going to not do my workout there anymore, but I'm definitely going to do it in my stories. And I'm going to just keep doing more lifestyle things and more the other 5 roles in my life on my Instagram page. I have good neighbors. They just put my dog away for me because it was dangerous to let her out. But anywho, I wouldn't have been drawn to the girl who works out. My tribe won't be drawn to those either. Yep. So definitely think about who you were before and who you want to be talking to, who you want to attract, and then go for those things. Does anyone have any questions? I've talked a lot and I don't normally like to talk so much. Questions from you? Unmute, let's chat.
When you were talking about hiding the hashtags, did she say there's a first comment or using the 5 dots?
I asked her about that and she said it doesn't matter. Whether you put it directly in the post itself, or if you put it in the first, it doesn't matter. She said use the 5 dots regardless, because you don't want your comment showing up as all your hashtags. You want your comment showing up as the ... So like that was in that picture that I shared. The caption is the first thing that you actually make the post with, and then you can put the hashtags in the caption or in the first comment.
Okay.
Ideas, thoughts, things brewing in your head?
Makes this busy mama super happy that 1 post a day on Instagram.
Right?
Comes at a great time. But I agree with you. I won't be so focused on just the fitness related post if I know I'm only supposed to do 1 on Instagram.
She talked about creating a content plan. So one thing that I've heard from other people is that, who was it? I think it was Danielle and Tony that was talking about how she uses the same content from her Facebook page and her Instagram. But one thing that you could be really smart about is if you're posting multiple times a day on Facebook, that you reuse that content on Instagram, but you schedule it or you save it and you post it later. So now you're creating lots of days of content on Instagram that you can use things like Plan, Plann, or Planoly, and use those kinds of apps to kind of block out your time. And then you can also make sure that you are getting all of your roles covered, in a rotation of kind of thing. So those are all ideas. I've not checked out either of those apps yet. I was talking to Diamonds this morning on the Team Rockstar Fit page, and Jane Westerich, another name I always butcher, not Jane, but Westerich. And she said she checked both of them out this afternoon, and she likes Plan, Plann, better than Planoly, but she didn't really say why. So Planoly is what a lot of people on our team use. Like Amanda talked about it last week, and Rachel Hollis uses it. So I'm sure Planoly is just getting lots of interaction right now because Rachel Hollis talked about it. So, how we're all girl crush theirs. Cost of Jumper Media. Let me go back and look what I. If you were to do Jumper Media, you can do it in different packages. 3 months is $450, 6 months is $750, and 12 months is $1,200. Now, because we're Beachbody coaches, we get this little discount on it. And so they actually took 15% off because we're coaches. And if you mention that you're Beachbody or you get referred by a Beachbody coach, you get 15% off. So for 3 months, I'm paying $382. And when I really kind of broke it down, I was like, that's paying for help a lot of people at my level are paying for assistance, whether they're making posts for them or they're doing graphics for them, or this service is liking, commenting, or liking, following, and unfollowing people, getting engagement on my stuff. So I'm going to try it for 3 months. So we'll see how it goes. You do get a referral credit if anyone decides to do it, that, if you want to do it yourself, awesome. But this is what I'm going to suggest. If there are 10 of you on the screen and all 10 of you say Kim Meyer said that I referred you, I would get all of your referrals. But I think that's crazy. What I would really like for you to do is let's make a chain. Okay. So if there are people that want to do it, let's talk after this. And I would say I'm just going to random say here, the people across my screen, if Jess wants to do it, I'll get her referral. And then Candace wants to do it, Jess will get her referral. Kara wants to do it, she'll get her referral. So I'm not in this to make a ton of money here or get a bunch of referral. It's $150 to be credited to your account for when you have a referral. So let's spread that wealth out a little bit if there's going to be people that want to do it. Yeah. So they get right into your target audience. All the questions that she asked about and the information I had to give her were things that were like accounts that I wanted to emulate, who I wanted, whom I follow, who I wanted to be and be a part of, and then hashtags that I use a lot. And I gave her some bigger hashtags, and she was and one account I put Lauren Daigle in there because I just love Lauren Daigle, and she was like, that one account that you gave me, Lauren Daigle. She's like, yeah, that one's too big, we can't do that one. But Lauren's following is very young, and that wouldn't work for my tribe anyway. So yeah, so I sent her Rachel Hollis, which I thought was crazy that she said that wasn't too big. Mel Robbins, Lisa Nichols. I found some different, I went and kind of did my homework before she was doing it. There's one called Day Day Nux. She's a very fitness oriented person. Sprinkles of Katie is a girl that, I wouldn't choose that Instagram handle either, but Sprinkles of Katie is a lot more fun and she's inspirational. She was our yoga teacher when we went to Chicago. And I did put Trina in there to start and see how it rolls. I mean, that's a lot of fitness people right there. And then I can always change it. So, going back, Amy Porterfield, I did Ilana. I know that's probably where I'm getting a lot of coaches that are hitting my feed right now. Just sitting here alone, oh, I cleared them twice. But my feed, if I go to my, people are interacting. I'm getting lots of following, and people are following me back already just from this morning. So it's working. I mean, I don't know how effectively it's working right now, but the system is working itself. So I'm not here to be a commercial about them, about Jumper Media. I just want to share with you the good info. So any questions you have? You've hit a creative block for your post. How many follows do they follow for you a day? I don't know how many they're following you for a day, but she did tell me not to do any liking of my own. She said we are very close to the maximum of likes per hour that Instagram is doing. So she's like, don't go liking things. Don't just sit and scroll and double tap. She goes, you'll get blocked, and then your service will be paying for nothing at that point because they can't do anything either. And so that's been really hard not to like your guys' posts and like things. Yeah. But my job now is just to literally ask questions and engage with people on their stories. I can send unlimited comments. I can do unlimited stories. I can do unlimited DMs. They just say, don't like people's photos. I'm all right.
So question with the growth pods. Mm-hmm. So the growth pods, we should just be messaging, not liking. Is that right?
If you're doing Jumper Media, you should not be liking people's stuff, but you can do whatever.
Or how do they know the difference?
So I personally should not be liking any more stuff from my account. Does that make sense?
For your own account.
My own account. Yeah.
Got it.
Other people can like my stuff. That's awesome. But like, I should not be going and liking other people's things. So if you're noticing that I'm not liking your stuff anymore, that's why. I will comment on your stuff. I'm seeing all your stuff. I follow all of you. Like, all the coaches that I follow are my team. Like, I try not to follow other coaches because that just fills up my feed. That I don't need them in there. But I personally am not supposed to like more pictures because the system is liking pictures for me. If that makes sense. Tell me how you found them. Mariah. Yes. Mariah started this. She started in January, and she 100% did it so that she got to 10,000 followers because she wanted the swipe up feature. She's well surpassed that now. She's at like 20-something thousand people following her Instagram, and she says that she found all of her runners this route. Like her Tori, her diamond, and then a couple others that are very close to diamond, all came from Instagram. And she said it's because she feels like it's from this. She would have never interacted with these people before. But now they're great friends and great relationships, and yeah. So I'm willing to give it a whirl. Right? Do anything once. But don't feel like you have to pay for it. I'll help you with other things. And this is just working other stuff in the background. How long is your code good? My code is good for whenever. I'll just give you the girl's email, and you email her and say you want to do it. And then it's all human connection. Like, it's not a site that you set up. Like, you email someone and they call you and set it up and then talk over your options. Yeah. So I'll put all the info in there. But yeah, I don't need all of the credit. Let's spread the wealth if there's more than one person that wants to do it. A $150 credit to my account would be awesome, but not needed. What else do I want to share with you? There was a girl in a team call that I watched, or a corporate call that I watched recently, that is sending out 70 invites a day to coaching. She doesn't send any invites to challenge groups anymore. She just sends them out to coaching, and she's following very similar to the get over your damn self mindset of, I'm going to invite you to coaching. You don't want to coach. Now I'm going to ask you if you want to be in my challenge group. If you don't want to do either one of those, that's fine. But like, she's starting with coaching first and adding to the team and going from there. And so that's what she's doing. She's using the shortcuts on her phone. She's using scripts, like I talked about, like very specific scripts to people, and just asking the question. She's a cold inviter like me. I know some of you are warm inviters, so that's not going to work for you. But that's just something that's rolling with. There is you can get into jail in Instagram, like you can get into jail in Facebook for sending messages. So it's suggested that you only send 20 an hour. So think about breaking up your stuff if you're going to just crank out work. What I've been doing, and what she suggested as well, is that she only tracks the conversations where they respond. And so what I was doing today was, because I don't keep track of how many I'm inviting, so I was like literally making a tally mark. And so if they responded, then I would get their IG handle. So I have that. And then I ask them for their email address. So the two things that I'm tracking when they respond are their IG handle and their email address. And then we go from there. Get into conversation, canned responses, all that good jazz. The top coaches are not doing anything different than us. They're just doing more of it. So it's all about speed. Emily Favre went from Emerald to 15-star Diamond by Summit because she just massively took action, and she got out of her own head and just went for it. this girl that was talking about doing 70 invites a day per day was talking about how she started following Emily, and she started following Ashley Molstead, her coach, and she was like, what are they doing? Success leaves clues. I've heard Julianne say that before. So what are they doing that they're having massive success? They're taking massive action. And so that's what she went for. It's not complicated. It's just doing it. One of the things I shared this morning and last night too was like, when you think, you feel, and when you feel, you stop. In anything in life. But like when you think, you feel, and when you feel, you stop. And so don't think about it, just do it. You have to think too hard about what you're going to do. It just, your mind gets going and then you stop doing things. Happens to me every day. Okay, now I'm really done talking now. Like, who else is going to say something?